Welcome to, well, happy May the 4th, Ray! Even though this is recorded quite a bit of time in advance, but nonetheless, happy May the 4th for the people who are watching it. Woo! Star Wars Day. Yeah! Get in there! Pew, 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 pew.
Indeed.
Yeah. Have you got any celebrations you want to enact?
No, just hello there.
Yeah,
Hello there.
you should have put the Obi-Wan Kenobi costume on for this. To be fair, that would have been bounce. But,
oh God, yeah.
That would have been pure.
Didn't even think of that. Yeah, didn't think of that.
One geezer I worked with, I was only mates with him for a few. I'm still mates with him now and whatever. But when I got properly taken on shift at my work, I became decent mates with him, right? And he was born on May the 4th, but he's like, oh, I don't care about Star Wars. I'm not bothered about Star Wars, Mia. No, I'm born on May the 4th. I'm not bothered. I'm just thinking, fuck, lucky bastard, born on May the 4th, but doesn't give a shit about Star Wars. I mean, that's a great excuse to just justify to your family. It's my birthday, we're having fucking Star Wars on the telly.
Yeah.
Out of interest, do you do anything for May the 4th Star Wars related then, or?
Just depends, really. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I might watch some Star Wars stuff on YouTube, or things. It's things like that, really. I guess.
Fair enough. Does anyone in your family celebrate it much, or they're not bothered, or?
Nah, I suppose they're not really bothered now. To be fair. No. What about you and your family?
No. My mum and my sister think Star Wars is rubbish, apart from the Mandalorian. My mum likes Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. My sister likes the Mandalorian. My dad just likes the first 3 films and some of the TV shows. Because I was telling him, he should watch, if he's going to watch the prequels again, watch Revenge of the Sith. And then a few months later, weeks later, he's like, which one do you want me to watch again? Oh, Revenge of the Sith. So I can't even remember what the prequels names are. That's how much it put people off Star Wars. A few of my uncles, they were like, they don't remember the prequels that well. They went to see them all, but they just didn't. I don't remember them that well. But it's quite funny. Me as a kid, I remember them really well. But I think that's mostly due to playing a lot of the Lego games. I remembered all the names of the films as a kid. But yeah, no, they don't really celebrate it. I don't do much for it, to be fair. I just sort of, as you do, just watch a few Star Wars videos. That's it, really. So, but yeah, let's get into this then. So, what is your favourite Star Wars film then, Liam?
I think it's got to be Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, that's cool. What makes it? What makes you subjectively like that one the most?
I just think because it's so eventful. You know, it's so much happens in it, and I think that's like from the Battle of Coruscant to the start, and the cinematography and the soundtrack and the lightsaber duels and the sound design as always, but that's Star Wars in general, really. The films, top-notch sound design. Personally like the story and the plot as well, and sort of just the conclusion of the prequel trilogy, I suppose, and tying 1 to 6 together.
Definitely. We finally see him actually physically become Darth Vader.
Yeah. But personally, I think it's top-notch, top-tier Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, I think if Ewan McGregor had just gone, hello there, Anakin would have turned to the bright side, or if Padme gave him a cheeky full moon and reminded him of the light side, that would have got him to turn good again. He would have forgot about Palpatine's weird saggy lightning face and thought, bloody hell, Padme is a legend. you know. But there you go, he fucked it up.
Mm.
Daft Anakin.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, fair play. That's your favourite one. I'll tell you my favourite one. I think you can guess.
Yeah,
The
Empire
best.
Strikes Back.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, I just love it. Really easy to watch. I like the way the story goes. I like the battle at the start, Battle of Hoth, really cool. I like how they're hiding out at the start, then the Empire come down and they're fucking shit up and they got to run away again. I sort of like how all hope's lost at the end of it, sort of, and Han Solo's frozen in carbonite, and I still laugh my ass off that Lando's wearing Han Solo's clothes. Like, what the fuck's going on? Your best friend could potentially. I know he didn't die in the freezing in carbonite, but even though they reckon he's alive, you still never know with things like that. Getting frozen in carbonite. Why is he wearing his friend's clothes? What the fuck is going on? I remember you explained to me, wasn't it because they planned for him to be Han Solo originally and have Harrison Ford get killed off?
Oh, it could be actually. I can't remember, to be fair. No, I can't remember.
I think on one of the Halo.
Yeah.
I think on one of the Halo streams you told me it was something along those lines that they were planning to have him as Han Solo instead originally because Harrison Ford wanted Han Solo to die off, which is weird, but there you go.
Yeah, he did want him to be killed off in Empire originally, and then maybe even Return of the Jedi as well. But
if I was writing Star Wars, I think I told you once at the pub how I would have done it. I would have obviously Obi-Wan dies in A New Hope. In Empire, I would have killed off Han Solo by him getting frozen. And then in Return of the Jedi, I would have had it so Luke actually dies on the ship, but he's like happy, and Vader's like really upset. He's like, I've led you in such despair and whatever, and he's like, I'm just happy I redeemed you. And then the Death Star blows up, and then very bittersweet ending. That's how I would have done it if I would have wrote it, but I wouldn't have had anything after that. I would have just had those 3 films, unless someone else wanted to come along and make other films, which they probably would have done. But yeah, that's how I would have personally wrote it. But I guess the way they wrote it is probably the best way to do it because it's made Star Wars live forever, and all the public were really hyped and jumping up and down about it. If they killed off all those, Luke and Han, it would have been a bit naff. I mean, I know they did kill off Luke and Han eventually, but it was in a bit of a shit way. With Han, it was bollocks. Like just looking like a bit of a gimp, really. He just got stabbed and then fell off that tall platform. Luke just faded out of existence. He was doing a big poo on that planet, and then he just faded out of existence. But at least he had a kick-ass. At least it was really kick-ass when he showed up to that planet, and he just kept getting shot, and he wasn't getting killed. Then Kylo Ren was raging. That was absolutely brilliant. I like that. Was one of the few things I really liked about the Last Jedi, to be honest. Just Luke, because although originally I wasn't on him being a crybaby and whatever, looking back on it, he actually came back and conquered his demons. Well, if he had just been a crybaby for the whole film, then I would have been pretty annoyed. But looking back on it, I thought it was good how he actually came back like a Don and mugged off Kylo Ren. So, what do you think of that then? Did you not enjoy his arc much when he made the comeback, or?
Not really, no. I mean, you could say it was kind of funny how Luke was messing with Kylo and whatever, but now it's didn't even get a proper lightsaber duel from it.
Yeah, that was a bit annoying. Yeah, how would have you done it differently then? Out of interest, was there anything you would have done to?
Well, I think. Well, just have him be, like he was in Legends, like because in Legends, he's the Grand Master of the Jedi Order at that point. I don't know, just have him be like a really sort of, I don't know, maybe well-rounded Jedi or something. Could be, and just like at the end, for example, you could still have the big walkers shooting at him, but then he absolutely goes crazy and displays his full power.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at Legends myself, but I'm guessing, I do get where you're coming from there, because the point of a character to go on a journey is that, well, let's use Luke for an example. He starts off as a farm boy being like, I wanted to go to Tashi Station and pick up some power converters. And then, he's like, 3PO, help! And all that jazz. And, he's a proper bloke. And then he blows up the Death Star, and then in the second film, he's sort of like, "Ooh, look at me," blah 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 blah. When Leia kisses him, "Oh, I'm the Chad," which was a very odd scene looking back on it, very worrying. But I think George Lucas was just doing it on the fly. I think he thought, all right, Leia kisses him. Oh wait, no, and then later on, he's like, oh wait, she can be his sister, and he probably forgot about that scene.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah,
because that was extremely. That was just weird. That was so strange. Honestly, very, very, very weird. It was even weirder at the end of Return of the Jedi when she says, "Oh, don't worry, I do love Luke. He's my brother." And then Han should have been like, "What the fuck? I don't want anything to do with you, you fucking psychopath. You bloody made out with him." Oh, bloody hell. I know it wasn't her fault, I guess, because she didn't know that they were related, but she should have been a bit more, I don't know, a bit more freaked out, I think. But there you go, I guess. Can't really do too much about it. But yeah, what was he saying? Yeah, point of Luke, he starts off as the farm boy, then becomes the hero, and then becomes he's quite emotional, and he's like fighting like a madman against Vader. And then in Return of the Jedi, he's mostly calm until Vader's like, let's try and turn her. And he's like, no! So we see him develop. So it is a bit strange for him to go through all that development and apparently be a Jedi Master for like 18 years or 20 years, then go back to just shrivel up in a character sense and just be like, I'm not training you, fuck off! So I do get why you wouldn't like it. But the issue is we only have 3 films and 2 hours to work with. I guess it would have been better if he was like a proper chill master, but the whole film was pretty naff. So I thought that was a decent arc for him to go on. But if they had sort of wrote it a bit better and sort of maybe, I don't know, just like maybe had 2 films of him. Maybe, I don't know. I think like they should have just done the sequels, like straight after they left off with Return of the Jedi. Because that's what George Lucas wanted to do originally. He said it was going to be like something to do with the Iraq War. It was like something based off. It was going to be like copying the Iraq War a bit and how the rebellion's struggling to deal with looking after the galaxy. But George Lucas was like, oh, well, they wouldn't like it, like the prequels. They would have thought it was shit. And it's like, no, the people just didn't like the prequels because of the writing and the characters and the acting. I mean, obviously, I think Revenge of the Sith is an above average film, but like the general consensus is that a lot of people didn't really like it that much. And it's not because it was people didn't understand the theatre or the poetry, it's because it just wasn't the best, really. But I guess that's the issue with George Lucas. He's quite out of touch, really. Like, he's a good storyteller, but as a director, he's a little bit naff, really, when you think about it. Like, what other good films has he really directed apart from A New Hope? Howard the Duck, And I guess Revenge of the
He didn't
Sith.
direct that, did he? I think he was.
I swear he did, didn't he?
I don't think he directed it. He was involved, I think. I don't know whether he was a producer or something, I think.
But that his favourite film episode of Clone Wars was just a boring one when they were in the desert with the droids, and he's just like, "Oh, it's like poetry. It's like poetry." It's like bloody hell. Do you know the one with the little alien and all the droids? I've never watched it myself, but I heard like it's the most boring episode out there of Clone Wars.
It's one of the weakest arcs in the show, to be fair.
Yeah. How the hell is his net worth still $5 billion when he sold Star Wars for $4 billion in 2012? What the hell happened there? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. He's probably been doing some other stuff, or
maybe he's got some back end bonuses or something on all the films that he's wrote stories on.
Maybe he might still be earning money from Star Wars in some way. Yeah.
No. Ways. You know that episode where Mace Windu and Jar Jar Binks go into the political negotiations? Did you like that one much, or did you think it was rubbish?
It was okay, but sort of average, really. I suppose. Yeah, kind of average.
Would you say you agree with a lot of the fans that the Siege of Mandalore is like the best 4 best Clone Wars episodes, or do you think there's some better ones out there objectively?
I don't know about better. I don't know about there being any better ones, but it's up there as like 4 of the best
Yeah,
episodes of the show, and frankly, just Star Wars content.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's top notch Star Wars content.
Because I did actually get my dad. Well, I asked my dad to watch it finally. I said you should watch these 4 episodes, and he said that was good. But the thing is, with people in their 50s, I think a lot of them struggle to get past the animation barrier, and they don't really take it as serious as like a live action thing. He thought it was good. He thought it was better than all the new Star Wars films. He said it was really good for an animated kids show. But he didn't think it was like some next level phenomenal thing. He just thought it was really good, which is fair enough. But I think a lot of people do struggle to get past the animation barrier because one of my granddads, my one granddad enjoys The Simpsons, but the other one just doesn't understand it. He just doesn't like most animated shows. He just thinks, animation, it's just silliness. I'm not bothered. And doesn't give it the light of day. And my point is, I think a lot of adults just struggle to get past that barrier. To be honest,
yeah.
But
Seems like
yeah,
it, yeah.
when I watched those 4 episodes, I thought they were just absolutely, utterly phenomenal. Bellissima, bellissima! Sounds perfect.
Yeah.
What would you say your least favorite Star Wars film is then?
I think it's got to be The Last Jedi. Yeah.
Damn, even lower than the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. I mean, they're both like, well, yeah, they're both down at the bottom, but I think I was at least able to enjoy The Rise of Skywalker, like at first initially, whereas with The Last Jedi, I don't really enjoy it. There's only like a few little moments which I kind of find cool, but other than that, now it's just really different. It's like the pacing's is just way different. It's quite slow and dull and boring, and yeah, I just don't like the choices they made with the characters and the story, and then like I said, the fact that you didn't even really get a proper lightsaber duel either, whereas like every saga film usually has a lightsaber duel, like a proper one. Even I think like the score as well, but like by John Williams, like there was some good stuff in there, and he did a lot of he sort of like changed some of the soundtracks he did for like the original trilogy films, and they sounded different, and incorporated them into new soundtracks. But no, I just thought the score was pretty underwhelming as well. I don't know, for like a big event like a saga film, compared to the other films. I mean, The Force Awakens score was decent, better than Last Jedi, but it still wasn't as good as like scores for 1 to 6. But yeah, just stuff like that really, and then yeah, just really disappointing.
Then I'd say my least favourite definitely is the Rise of Skywalker. I just remember being really bored throughout it, just thinking what a weird way to like end the trilogy. Palpatine's character was just ruined. Bringing him back to life was just ridiculous and silly. I thought the scene where everyone's saying, "Oh, Ray, Ray, Ray," was really cool, but Ray is such a boring, lackluster character. I don't see why they wanted the whole franchise to get behind her, because she ain't iconic or interesting at all. I mean, the main people behind like when you say Star Wars to just the everyday person, the things they're going to know, Yoda, Darth Vader, and Luke Skywalker. They're the main three things, and maybe Han Solo as a fourth. I guess with Disney Plus, a lot of people are going to know the Mandalorian and what have you. But yeah, it was just really, really weak, really boring. It didn't feel like the end of a trilogy; it just felt like the middle of a trilogy. Just a complete bag of arse. Did not enjoy it. I personally enjoyed the Phantom Menace a bit more than I enjoyed that. To be honest, because at least the Phantom Menace had the pod race, it had some good world building, and the duel at the end was amazing. Not just the moves, but like the story behind the duel and the expressions and the body language. I still give the Duel of the Fates. It's definitely the best lightsaber fight ever, in my opinion. Even from a story sense, it's really good. It's not the best from a story sense. The best from a story sense is obviously the two Empire Strikes Back, Luke versus Vader, and Return of the Jedi, Luke versus Vader. And then I'll probably say Kenobi and Vader in A New Hope was really good from a story perspective. But then number 4, story, I'd probably say that one. When it comes to like them throwing down and the body language and all that jazz. But yeah, but the fight itself is definitely the best by far, man. It's just brilliant fun. And Kenobi being like, no, that felt that hit quite hard, and Liam Neeson being like, train the boy, laddie. That was pretty cool. And how Darth Maul, this is how it shows the philosophy of the Sith. They're all so arrogant, aren't they? Because like he's like just farting around with his lightsaber. Instead of like trying to throw the lightsaber at Kenobi and kill him, he's just like farting about, thinking, oh yeah, I've won. Haha, fuck you. And then Kenobi just mugs him off. We see the Sith's arrogance in Return of the Jedi, because the Emperor's like, do it, and he thinks no one's ever going to beat me. I'm the best. Then Vader throws him off the Death Star. So there you go. His arrogance finally caught up with smart manipulating guy, but it finally caught up with him. And Anakin, when he first gets burnt to a crisp, that's his arrogance. If he just didn't jump like an idiot and be like, you underestimate my power. If he just sort of like walked up the hill like a normal person, he probably would have been able to beat Obi-Wan eventually in that fight. But because he thought, you underestimate my power, got fucked up. There you go. That's what you get. So, so the good thing story wise about that Duel of the Fates was, shows the arrogance of the Sith, shows Obi-Wan becoming the master, becoming Anakin's master and all that jazz. Liam Neeson Qui-Gon Jinn handing it over to him. It was funny. It was just a lot of fun in general. But yeah, Rise of Skywalker, shite. What about best objectively and subjectively? I won't do this for everyone. I just thought for the films it'd be cool to get our opinions out there for that.
Best objectively and subjectively.
Yeah. No, sorry. Best objectively and least best worst. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Actually, do you want me to go first and give you some time to think, or?
Yeah, go on then. Yeah.
So I'd say the best, again, Empire Strikes Back. I'm boring, generic film buff fan of Star Wars. Yeah, Empire Strikes Back is the best. And least best, really close between Phantom Menace and Rise of Skywalker, to be honest. I'll probably have to say Rise of Skywalker just because there's nothing redeeming about it. Well, Phantom Menace, while the acting's worse in it and it's a bit of a more strange film, at least I can laugh at the silliness of Jar Jar Binks to a degree. And at least the pod race and the lightsaber fight were great. So yeah, Rise of Skywalker, definitely the worst.
I don't know. It's difficult. I don't know. It's difficult when it comes to objectively. I don't know.
I guess you just got to think about the elements that make a film brilliant. Characters, story, writing. Then I guess below that is like props, sets, practicality, all that jazz. Oh yeah, obviously fight scenes and action scenes, yeah, as well. I guess.
Yeah. It's difficult. I think when it comes to worst objectively, I don't know. It's between. I don't know. It's between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. I think probably. I guess probably Rise of Skywalker, like you, because like it's rushed. You can tell it's rushed in the edit. Even though it's not a short Star Wars film, even though it's one of the longer ones. But then yeah, it's just with the fact that J.J. Abrams is trying to sort of undo what Rian Johnson did in The Last Jedi.
Strange.
Yeah, I just mean, and then and just sort of shoehorning Palpatine in there when he wasn't part of the plan originally, I guess, except that they didn't have a plan for the sequel.
Was he dead in Legends then?
No, he wasn't dead. He did.
Oh,
he did sort of like come back a few times.
that's silly. That's ridiculous.
Through different means, like like cloning, because I think they sort of took inspiration from that. But I think how they did it really was worse and less interesting. And
you shouldn't be bringing characters who have had like if he just got shot by a blaster, then yeah, maybe he got up and limped his way out the Death Star and said, Trooper, get me an escape pod quick. Trooper. Hold the elevator. Beep, 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 beep. I remember this. What's your ID number? 1142. Eat my ass. Stormtrooper. Go fuck yourself. Oh, did you write that Thomas the Tank Robot Chicken I sent you? Or
don't think I watched it.
Didn't you? Oh man, you need to watch it after the podcast. No. It's quite funny. Did you ever watch Thomas the Tank as a kid?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it up after the podcast then, because honestly, it's quite funny. I'll put when George 0.00001 seconds after the trains go on strike, and then it's because in the film, Thomas is in the Robot Chicken. Thomas is getting robbed. Well, he's getting hijacked by some robber. So.
Have to have a look at that, yeah.
But yeah, anyway,
anything you
want to say about those films then?
I was just talking about Rise of Skywalker, about it being rushed and shoehorning Palpatine in there, and then they ruined his character, like you say. It just wasn't the same. I think it seemed like as well there were like, even though they didn't have any sort of like prequel nostalgia in it, I don't know. I think they were just putting a lot of original trilogy nostalgia into it to try and appeal to fans of the original trilogy. But and then with the soundtrack, it was sort of reusing a lot of the scores from like 1 to 6 really, but it wasn't it wasn't very, as a result there was a lot of the score was like lacking in originality. They didn't really compose much new stuff. So that was sort of, I suppose it was sort of weird where how they reused certain scores from different films from like 1 to 6 in like different moments of the film. It sort of didn't necessarily fit. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but yeah, like I say, they butchered Palpatine's character and wasted Snoke, and then he just got embarrassed by Rey, and that was and just being killed by the lightning deflecting back on him was stupid as well. And
yeah, it looks pretty silly.
Whatever. So I'd say that's the worst objectively, but best objectively, I don't know, because the thing is, I want to say
I know what you're going to go for.
Because I want to say what I think is the which is like my opinion, like kind of like subjectively, but
But the thing is, with Revenge of the Sith, right? I know if you want to say Revenge of the Sith, looking at it objectively, because for a while I thought, oh, it's shit, it's shit, it's shit. Like when I was a kid, I loved it. As a girl, I thought, oh, it's shit, it's shit, it's shit. Oh, look at all this silliness, blah blah blah. Because the internet taught it a new one. Then when I watched it again, I thought above average film. There's really good bits, really naff bits in it, decent bits. I'll tell you objectively. Now you can say whatever you want. You can say Revenge of the Sith is the best objective if you really want to, but objectively speaking, start was really good, interesting. Laid the groundwork for Anakin, turning to Vader by him killing Dooku because Palpatine's like, do it. And then obviously they, I nearly said Anakin's pregnant. Padme's pregnant. That's what 2023 has done to me. That's what this modern world
nowadays it would.
That's what this modern world's done to me, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anakin and Padme are gonna have a kid. Then obviously they, it just sort of feels like they sort of potter around, fighting all over the galaxy, fighting around the world, Russell Crowe. But then, yeah, it's just a bit. I don't know. It just sort of feels like Anakin goes to the Jedi Order. The Jedi Order looks stupid because Yoda's like, oh well, she'll be one with the Force, and it's like, well, what a load of shit advice. And Palpatine's actually offering Anakin a hand to sort of save Padme, even though he's not. It's just all manipulation tactics. Darth Plagueis the Wise story was good. And General Grievous was a joke. He looked stupid. He was just weird in Revenge of the Sith. There was a lot of overacting and weirdness. A lot of the Jedis are just blank. The Jedis also look really stupid in it. The clones just turning on the Jedi out of nowhere I guess it was pretty sad, but it was just a bit weird. Obviously, it's explained now, the chips in their heads and all that jazz, so that's cool. But at the time, I'd imagine people were a bit like, well, so they were just evil all along, a bit shit. Well, not shit, but like a bit, I guess this is just how all the Jedi die. They don't see it coming. I guess Order 66 itself is all right. The lightsaber fight at the end's cool, but it just all goes on a bit too long, in my opinion. And there's a lot of there's some good acting in the final conflict, but at the same time, there's just some silliness, like with "Don't make me kill you," if you're not with me, you're my enemy, and only a Sith deals in absolutes, and it's like, well, that is an absolute itself, you moron. But then there's also brilliant scenes where he's like, "You were my brother, I hate you," and all that jazz. That was really well done. So overall, above average. But yeah, you can say it's objectively the best if you want. I just thought I'd put that out there to maybe sway you either way.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just difficult.
You've got to think about the no! That was pretty shit.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I think personally, I still say objectively, it's the best as well.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm not gonna
personally.
It's not like it's. I mean, you had some Phantom Menace. I'm not gonna go Liam how dare, because at the end of the day, everything is subjective deep down. It's just sort of looking at what makes a good film, and if you think that all the elements of Revenge of the Sith, the characters, the writing, the story, if you think that makes it the best Star Wars film, then fair play. It's each to their own, and I strongly disagree, but like fair play, whatever. So yeah, I'm guessing all the reasons you mentioned earlier about how it sets up Vader being a villain and the battle over Coruscant and everything.
Yeah, I think so, and just yeah, I think yeah, I just think it. Personally, I think it just delivers a really satisfying conclusion.
Yeah. Would you say Empire Strikes Back's at least at number 2? I thought you were going to go for Return of the Jedi, to be honest, but was Return of the Jedi number 2 or?
What for, like objective?
Yeah, objectively, yeah. I know Phantom Menace is your second favourite. I know you mentioned. I swear you mentioned that at the pub once, and I was like, Liam, what are you on about, bro? I think it was straight after we saw the Rise of Skywalker. And I was like, how do you like the Phantom Menace so much? It's shite.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, because I'd made a list of all the films. Yeah, and yeah, I think that's yeah. I mean, okay, personally, like subjectively, oh no, but I've said trying to I'm trying to think of.
Hold on, I'll do it for you. I take back everything I've said about Revenge of the Sith. Empire Strikes Back is amazing, and the prequels are fucking shit. This is the gaming channel. That is all. Well, I'll help you there, Liam. Okay, that was a good answer there. So, yeah.
Yes. Anyway, so second best objectively. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think second best objectively. I don't know. Actually, I feel like it's between. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Return of the Jedi.
Yep, fair enough.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's difficult, but because I could have said the Phantom Menace, but I don't know.
Well, let's combine two questions into one. Favorite and least favorite Star Wars game.
Oh, favorite and least favorite. You think favorite? See, there's a lot of good Star Wars games as well. I mean, there are a lot of like not so good ones, but I'd probably say my favorite. It's a difficult one because there's a lot that there's quite a few that are up there at the top for me. But I'd probably just if I had to answer it now, I'd probably say Fallen Order favorite and least favorite. I don't know. That's because I'm just trying to do it based off the games I've like properly played, or whatever. I suppose out the games I've like properly played, I'd probably say, I'd probably say Battlefront 2015.
What is the best, or just something you
No,
personally
like least favorite or whatever. This sort of like out of the ones I've like properly played, really. Yeah. What about you then?
Let's have a think. So I'd say, I guess objectively best Fallen Order it has to be, but my personal, I mean, the lightsaber mechanics, how long the missions were, the enemies you fought, I guess, got a little bit repetitive, but I loved how like you fought. Again, they're not going to have they're not going to have mad varieties of enemies. They can only go so far with Star Wars. I thought that was decent variety, but I felt like it got just a little bit repetitive at times. But I liked how you fought those scout troops. You could have like sword fights with different enemies and what have you. I like how you're sort of vulnerable at one point in the game. You get kidnapped by a bounty hunter and taken. Was it an arena you're taken to and you take on? I swear you get gassed
it's
and
like
then you end up in an arena.
I think it's like a big Is it a ship or something? I can't remember, but
Yeah.
yeah. But then you fight in that arena at the end of it, don't you?
I liked I like going around in the Walker. That was cool. I like Saw Gerrera showing up. Vader showing up was cool. I went in against Vader, to be honest. I saw him there and I was like, rah, and charged him. But then like you get fucked over by Vader. And you know when you have to run off, I actually turned around and tried to fight him again because I was so eager to fight him, but it failed. Mission failed.
Yeah.
Amazing fun game, brilliant lightsaber mechanics, great gameplay. Great story. Yeah, objectively the best. Personal favourite. I guess just for the nostalgia, the OG Battlefront 2 from 2005. Or actually, no. It's really close between that and the Lego Star Wars the Complete Saga. Actually, I'd say the Complete Saga just because I feel like I can get more done in that. Wow, with Battlefront 2, now that I think about it, or you really do complete the Rise of the Empire, which you can get done in a day if you really want, max 2 or 3 days, depending on how busy you are. Then you do Instant Action, which can be a bit of fun, and like play a bit of Galactic Conquest, which is like I guess it is cool and fun for the time, but yeah, I just feel like the Complete Saga holds up a lot more. To be honest, just more replayability. You play through the whole game, which takes a fair bit of time. Then you go back and do free play, which is a lot of fun. And then there's those extra things like those cut missions and the bounty hunter missions and all that jazz.
Mm.
But what was your personal favorite again? Because I did zone out a little bit.
I sort of just said like sort of now, like just being asked straight off, I'd probably say Fallen Order.
Now, what was objectively the best then?
Oh, okay. I'll remember you asking.
Oh, right. Sorry,
My
I only said
favourite and least
favorite and
favourite.
least favorite. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
What's objectively the best and worst then? I mean, the worst one's kind of difficult, but I think Fallen Order has to be objectively the best. Oh yeah, already. Oh man, I'm losing my bloody mind here. Sorry about that. Yeah, it was just my better favorite. Not. Oh god, you can have the floor. I give up. The podcast is yours now.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, but I'd say my favourite. It'd probably be the same. My favourite is Fallen Order, and my least favourite's Battlefront 2015, I suppose. Out of the Star Wars games I've sort of properly played. Yeah, but there's a lot of Star Wars games, that's for sure. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, this is awkward. Well, yeah, I think James has just disappeared.
The podcast is yours no longer. Yeah, let's move on to the next thing anyway. I completely just zoned out on that one. I don't know what the hell happened to me there. Favorite army and Star Wars species.
Favorite army. I'd probably say my favorite army is maybe 501st, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And favorite species.
Has to be the Ewoks for you, doesn't it? Or the Babu freak aliens.
Yeah, just doesn't get much better than those two, does it? That's for sure. Just yeah, can't be beat. Favorite species. Probably, I don't know. Probably Zabrak. I guess Zabraks.
Sabraks.
like Maul's species, Darth Maul's species.
Oh, nice. That's really cool. I mean, for
guess.
me, obviously, I'd go for the clone troops, and I guess if I had to pick a specific battalion, fire first, like you said. And favorite species, Wookiees, man, they're just badass. They're just, they're all like 7 foot, and they're just beasts, and it's just cool.
Oh yeah.
So next question, best looking Star Wars lady, and we'll do objectively best looking man as well. But yeah, best looking Star Wars lady. I think you can guess mine straight off the bat.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what your
Really? Oh bloody hell! I thought you'd know.
What? Padme.
I mean, up there, but no. Come on, Liam. Think really hard.
Ahsoka? I don't know. I'm trying to think of
like 17 throughout the whole of the Clone Wars. Have you gone meant? Well, 14, 17.
No, but she's older after as well, isn't she?
Oh yeah, in the
like
in
Rebels
the
and Mandalorian, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is it then? Who is it?
Cara Dune. I mean, bloody hell.
Oh, of course, yes.
I mean, that's the most obvious one ever.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of. I was just thinking of like.
Yeah, Cara Dune by quite a bit, but then probably I guess Padme at number 2, and then actually no, number 2 would be what's her name? Why can't I remember her name off the top of my head? She's brilliant. What's her name? I see. I'm just completely run down. I can't believe it. Just let me try and think of a name. Bo-Katan. That's it. How did I forget it? Yeah, she's number 2. Then I guess Padme number 3. Who would you say then, Liam?
I don't know. I don't know. Really, it's difficult. I'll probably say.
The Mandalorian lady who never takes a helmet off in charge of the Creed. Just love her voice.
I don't know. I'll probably have to say it's difficult again.
I know. Right, I know you're going to go for. I pick seed from the bed batch. Bloody hell, Liam.
Good. Now I was gonna say I'm trying to think of all like the female Star Wars characters as well, but it's yeah, I think I'll just have to say Ahsoka, to be honest.
Okay. Just to confirm, Mandalorian Ahsoka, yeah, or Rebels Ahsoka, yeah.
Sure.
Oh, that's good then, yeah, that's good. Best looking bloke, objectively. I mean, you're gonna laugh and be a bit annoyed, but I'd say Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's an objectively good looking man. I'd say.
No, I wouldn't laugh for that. Yeah.
No, because I thought you think I'm just joking around and trying to wind you up. Genuinely, I think in all of his incarnate, like Ewan McGregor and Alec Guinness for an old man, objectively good looking, and Ewan McGregor objectively good looking as Obi-Wan Kenobi. So yeah, I'd say who else? Yeah, I'll probably just have to pick Ewan McGregor. I can't really. I know. I guess Hayden Christensen's objectively good-looking bloke. Ian McDermott for his the Emperor before he gets electrocuted. Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. Well, Mace Windu. Yeah. So that's who I'd say. And wait, one last a great looking lady, Cassian Andor's ex girlfriend in the show. I can't remember her name.
Oh, yeah, I don't know her name,
She's
but
really
yeah,
good looking. She was a good character. She was with the Scottish bloke, and then he turned on Cass.
yeah, he got killed, didn't he? The Scottish one.
Yeah, he tried to save her,
Yeah.
and then he got shot.
I think objectively best looking male character. This is boring. It's it's boring because I'm just the same as you again, but I'll probably say Obi-Wan as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
what
Fair
a
enough.
surprise! He's my favorite character.
Yeah. What the bloody hell was the next question now? There was something funny I was going to ask, but I just can't remember it off the top of my head now. Favorite lightsaber fight?
Probably, yeah. I'll probably say Anakin versus Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith. I think there's I really like Ahsoka versus Maul in Siege of Mandalore as well.
Yeah,
But,
it was brilliant. That.
yeah, but because they actually used, I think, like proper motion capture for that as well. You can tell the movement's different, like compared to earlier Clone Wars lightsaber duels, and because they actually got Ray Park to the motion capture for Maul in that lightsaber duel.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, but
Liam, it's lagging all over the place. You paused.
Temporarily went black for me and showed the buffering sign, but it's back for me. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah, I'll probably say my favourite's Anakin versus Obi-Wan then.
Yeah. I'd go for Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Actually, no. Sorry. Personal favourite. I do love. I love the fighting in that one, but I love like the story and how the fight went against Luke and Vader in the Empire Strikes Back. I'll probably go for Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan just because it's such a fun fight. How he's got like a Donatello saber and they're just like both fighting him. I just think it's a lot of fun. To be honest, easy watch. Would you be a Jedi or a Sith?
I think. I mean, I think I'd be a Jedi. I mean, I know being a Sith would be kind of fun, I guess. With the powers that the force powers that come with it. Like the force lightning and force choke and.
But Anakin had that when he was a Jedi, though, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, powers that.
How come Anakin had force choke and the rest of them didn't? Do you reckon all the Jedi can use force choke, but they choose not to use it because it's?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
because it doesn't make sense for Anakin to have it and the rest of them to not have it.
Yeah, I think that's just what it is, really. I think a lot of Jedi could just use dark side powers, but they're not supposed to. They're not.
Yeah. Anakin just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Although I guess it seems like only certain maybe force users can use force lightning. I don't know. Maybe that's just. I don't know. I don't know whether that's depending on how skilled you are or whatever. But for example, Maul never uses force lightning, but I don't know.
What did he have power to though?
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. Of course, he can use force choke, but
yeah,
I don't know why he can't use force lightning. But
I guess Ventress doesn't have the force lightning either, and Savage Opress doesn't have it, does he?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it is a power level thing. I'm not really sure. I don't know, but yeah, I'd probably be a Jedi. Yeah, I don't know. Just just still being able to be cool and you know uh, do some cool saber moves and
Yeah,
use like force powers um and just help. I guess those in need in the galaxy. Yeah.
yeah, I'll go for a Jedi as well, definitely. I think the Jedi Order itself is pretty bloody stupid, but I'd rather be helping the good guys than helping the bloody Sith. So, and
Mm,
also with the
yeah.
Sith, there can only be two, so you just get killed eventually. You get bloody stabbed in the back because they're all
Yeah.
just a bunch of bloody sleazy bastards.
Mm,
Um,
yeah. There's that.
yeah. So, next question: favorite and least favorite character.
Uh, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd probably say my favorite character is Obi-Wan, but there's a lot of other characters I like. And least favorite. Um, actually, no. I probably have to just say my least favorite's Ray, just because of how just because of all the plot armor she has, and and how
Yeah.
powerful she is, and it's just there's just not really any character development there. So
Yeah.
yeah, she's just a sort of a one-dimensional, boring character, really.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'd say I'd say my favourite has to be Han Solo. Least favourite, just because he goes on such a brilliant adventure. He's like a smuggler, and it's all about the money. Then he gradually starts caring about the rebellion cause and all that jazz, and just a badass, cool bloke. And he shot.
Mm.
Well, he originally shot first, which was cool. Proper western, proper stick up. Very nice. Well, proper
Yes. Yeah.
shoot off. But
Hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
instead, George Lucas re-edited it, so it's like this. He looks like
Mm.
this, like the thing, the alien with the
Yeah.
mental neck
Yeah.
moving to the side. Very strange, but yeah. And least
Yeah.
favourite's probably like Jabba the Hutt's cousin.
I was Zero. No,
That's it. Yeah.
I think Zero is his nephew.
Oh, his
No,
nephew. Yeah. He's
no,
just.
sorry, no, wrong way round. Sorry, Jabba is Zero's nephew.
Oh well, Zero's a pretty
I
fucking
believe. Yeah.
shit uncle, isn't he?
Yeah.
Useless bloke.
Yeah.
Zero the Hutt. I wonder what the hell ever happened to Jabba the Hutt's son. To be honest.
I'm surprised Zero's your least favorite. Like he's of course he's like he's pathetic, but he's I still think he's kind of like he's kind of entertaining.
Well, yeah, I guess he's funny and a bit of a buffoon. So actually, no, I guess yeah, I do laugh at him. I'm trying to think who's a completely shite character. I know, probably. What's her name? Is it Rose from
Out the
Last
Last
Jedi?
Jedi and
Yeah, I guess
obviously in a
then.
bit of Rise Skywalker as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking about her as well, and I was thinking at least favorite, but yeah,
because at least, to be fair, you're right. Zero the Hutt is quite funny. He's just a
yeah.
complete bum and a useless. Like in the game, he's in being a gangster. He's just quite shit at that. Really, he's hopeless, but
Mm.
yeah, in a funny way. Um, Best character objectively. Now I know I'm just going to throw one out there straight away. Anakin Skywalker slash Darth Vader. I mean, the journey's gone on in Clone Wars, even to in the prequels to a degree, in the sequels, in the expanded, well, like in the expanded universe, and in the TV shows with Obi-Wan and all that jazz, and the little bit he had in Rogue One as well. He's done a shit ton Vader as a character, so I'd say he's definitely the best one. Like he's just got so much to him, man, and how he changed from being a solid good guy to like pure evil and then redeeming himself.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, he's meant to be like the central character of Star Wars. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's
I know who yours is. I like to blow things up because I like to blow things up. Put it there. And,
yeah,
all that jazz. Good old Wrecker.
yeah, yeah. Mm.
Or it might be, Mooey, Mooey, I love you. Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it would have to be Anakin / Vader. I don't know.
Mhm.
I suppose he's the central character, and yeah, of course, yeah, the journey he's been on and the hardships he's had, and then his redemption, and yeah, just the amount of content he's had devoted to him. Like across the books, comics, and TV shows and films, and yeah, I guess that would be the easy answer as well. So yeah, I'd probably say Anakin Vader as well. Yeah, as the best
Okay.
objectively.
Well, a couple more things. Well, three more things then. First off, best Star Wars TV show in this new Disney Plus era. I mean, I think you know mine, but you can have the floor.
So what can you say, like best Star Wars TV show in general then? Or
Yeah, I'd sort of prefer the Disney Plus era, but I guess in general, I think. Well, I guess you're going to go for the Clone Wars if it's in general.
yeah, I think it's gonna have to be the Clone Wars in general. If it's just Disney Plus, I mean, if we're talking about like the new shows, because of course Clone Wars had Series 7 on Disney Plus, but it's already existed. So if we're talking about like shows that are being created since Disney Plus was created, then probably, to be honest, I think it would be. I think it would be the Bad Batch. Yeah,
Good
Disney
choice.
Plus
Respect I'll go
era.
for Andor, but yeah, I respect the Bad Batch. I mean, it's been really a lot of fun and some really great episodes in there. So yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I really overall liked Andor, but it was kind of, I was thinking it was between Bad Batch and Mandalorian for me, but I just think, I don't know, I just really like Bad Batch, and of course it's continuing the Clone Wars animation, and like, I know there's some episodes here and there that are like sort of filler, or that are not great, but then Clone Wars had a lot of that, and Rebels had it. Just with it having more episodes. But then there's also some sort of like good filler as well, and the soundtrack's good. It's sort of evolved, from like the Clone Wars, and some good new stuff, and the animation's just top notch now. Some great scenery, cinematography, and I think some great characters as well. It's delivered some top notch Star Wars content, like Series 2 has, for example, and
Yeah.
and it's just like, and and you're not seeing the Jedi and Sith either. It's not like, you're getting any lightsaber duels. So it's great to have some great top-notch Star Wars content outside of that,
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to move into the Bad Batch and Mandalorian. So the latest Bad Batch, right? I'd say was really good, to be honest. I mean, there was a few. The racing episode was a bit of a dud, but I feel like any criticisms about the Bad Batch being a bit boring in the first season, not having much development, have been answered in the second one. Tech gets a lot of development. Echo gets a lot of development. He's going on his journey with Rex, trying to take on the Empire. They haven't really got much of a rebellion yet. It's just a few people here and there. Hunter's sort of, I don't know, being the leader, and I guess he hasn't. I guess he's sort of just going on his arc of trying to look after Omega. But I suppose he hasn't had that much development in Series 2, but he's still a brilliant character, still a lot of fun. Sid's just become a complete cowbag fucker. You know what I mean? When they were stranded and being like, well, I can't get anyone out to you boys, so I'm just going to leave you marooned on this planet. Fuck you! And then they nearly die to that bloke on crutches, that gangster bloke, who's like, well, you can have some rations, top earner. And then he's eating all the chicken to himself. I don't know, that fat bastard eats all the food to himself. It sounds like he's got a lot of physical issues. How does he get all that food down him? I mean, what an idiot. But it's quite funny how he basically just fucks himself over at the end and dies. But yeah, Crosshair turning good. I was so happy when he was like, Lieutenant. Amazing face turn. I like how, because you can tell he's sort of thing, you know, what the Empire are fucked up. There's no point in following the orders and all that jazz. I don't want to say too much because I'd rather save stuff for like the Bad Batch review and the Mandalorian review. But I liked how he didn't kill that scientist, but he killed all the soldiers. I hate how some of the clones are just pussies and like that. What's it called? Like the stunning ammo. I know it knocks people out for an hour or 2 hours, but they should fucking kill them. They're bastards for being in the Empire. You know, like I don't see why they're. Crosshair shot all those new soldiers, and they're just bastards at the end of the day. Fuck them, you know. The scientists, fair play, Crosshair didn't kill someone unarmed, but like the soldiers, yeah, fuck them, you know, they're bastards.
Yeah, I mean, the Bad Batch, they've been stunning all the clones and the stormtroopers, haven't they?
Yeah, I think it's.
I mean, silly. I know I can kind of understand with the clones because you know, like they've sort of been mind controlled and whatever. The only thing I was thinking about this yesterday, though, when I was watching the latest episode, and the fact that the other clones as well, like who were in that episode, were stunning like the clones and the stormtroopers. I was just thinking about the fact that, well, really though, you're stunning them all, but you're not. But then they can come back, you know, and possibly they could be a problem for you down the line. I don't know.
Exactly.
That's the thing. I don't know. It's just
it makes really little sense.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why they're doing it because they're not the Empire. They're trying to show that they're different. But then, yeah, it's just making it more awkward for themselves. You know, they're making it more difficult for themselves. That, you know, really they should be killing them, and maybe even those clones, even though they sort of don't know what they're doing, I guess. It would just it will make things. It should technically make things easier for them, like, you know.
Yeah, it's like when it's like in the finale of Siege of Mandalore when Ahsoka wouldn't kill the clones. I'm thinking, for God's sake, they're trying to kill you, woman. Why are you doing this? Even Rex is like, we need to shoot them. Come on. It's like, God's sake. It's just ridiculous. It's just odd. It's really odd. I guess it's because it's a kids. They're the target audience is kids, and they're probably being like, "See, these soldiers aren't killers," and it's like, well, the people who are killing them are. So when you think about it logically, there could be a problem later down the line. They could remember the person's name, their voice, potentially what they look like, or their armor. I know all the clones have the same voice, but still, they're going to know information about them. But the Empire blew up that ship anyway because they're bastards. So I guess it isn't a problem down the bloody line, is it? So there you go.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, they're still alive, and
no, I thought the Empire blew up that ship that they were on to try and kill the clone troopers.
Actually, yeah, maybe they did. But I mean, in terms of
just in general.
In general, though, like other episodes, like where they do it all the time.
Yeah, it makes sense.
They're not sort of like weakening the Empire or whatever by doing that. You know, they're not depleting their numbers, which would help. But you know, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. It's I don't know. Yeah, bit of an unusual one.
Definitely. So, final question: what army would you be in if you had the chance? I guess it's a bit like Clone Army, Wookiee Army. It's a bit of a silly question because I think I know what you pick. But yeah, I might as well say it for you. 5-0 first, I'd want to be in that. But what would you go for?
Yeah.
Just out of fun, not the evil things they do, because obviously the 5 first have the chips in the head. I just mean out of like their best moments, if that makes sense, or just for a laugh.
I think it'd be good to be in the 5 first if it was just for fun. But then I'm also thinking of the Mandalorians.
Oh yeah, they're
like
pretty badass.
way back, with Mandalore the Ultimate and so on, the other Mandalores.
But you have to keep your helmet on all the time.
Yeah, I suppose, but out of fun, I think just to be different as well. Not to say the same thing as you again. I'd probably say the Mandalorians.
This is the way. This is the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love to say that. Look,
you love to, well, they do, don't they? Yeah,
they do. Yeah,
any good thing they do. Well, you should start saying this is the gaming channel and this is the way. That'd be way better than you. That is all intro. That'd be brilliant.
Well, I don't know what it was, but
well, that is always pretty kick-ass. But I just think this is the way. That'd just be Joe, you're a proper Star Wars fan.
I suppose, yeah.
I guess we can
maybe be a bit cringy and cheesy, but
But I guess you can nicely wrap up there. Happy Star Wars Day. I'll just say quickly why we recorded this well in advance. Well, why I wanted this recorded well in advance. Just because it's hard to arrange podcasts, man. I'm busy. I work 6 days on, 3 days off. Liam might be working on day we want to do, so we might not get out on time for May the 4th. But recording it far in advance, it will be uploaded on May the 4th. Well, I'll schedule it for May the 4th anyway. Unless I completely fuck it up and don't concentrate, it will be out on May the 4th. So, any closing statements, Liam?
Well, let's just for a bit of a laugh. I think I'll say this is the gaming channel, and this is the way.
Bellissimo! Bellissimo! Hey! Ooh, woo, woo, yeah! Get in there! Ha ha! Hey. Yep, that'll be another one. That'll be one that you can use for your next Liam takes over when that eventually happens.
Yeah.
We need to do another bloody George takes over. I just can't be arsed at the moment, man. I really can't be bothered. Well, maybe by the time this is out, maybe there'll be a George takes over planned, but I don't know. The last one was just, I don't want to watch any more of his animes because of, well, did you know what was in the anime that he told me to watch?
Which anime?
It was Henzuki. It was really actually, I'll just tell you after the podcast because I talked about it on the George Takes Over Part 3. I was quite annoyed at him about that, but yeah. So I guess I won't have to watch another shite anime because I'll straight refuse to. But yeah, it was. I guess we'll get another George Takes Over, and then another Liam Takes Over, which will be fun. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the next intro. You'll have to see my summer intro though. I reckon that might. I don't think it'll rile you up as much as my first intro because it'll be more intelligent and subverting expectations. But I think you'll still be a bit annoyed at some of it. So yeah,
okay,
should be interesting. But yeah, let's leave that one there then. So thank you all so much for watching and catch you in the next one. See you later.
This is the way.